Hey everybody. Alright, so I didn't do a ton of prep work for this, and the other video is uploading currently as we speak. But I'm going to get into this fast because I've been talking about a lot of this stuff for a very long time and I haven't actually explained it. So this is to all the new players, the returning players, the current players. You're going to understand a lot about my mindsets after I go through this stuff too. But yeah, let's just get into it because there's so much to cover here. So like I said, this is a three-part thing kind of, because, or maybe even more, because I'm breaking this video up into pieces because it's just a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, but this is in reference to the video that I'm uploading currently, so bear with me. But basically, this is what I had said in the video about the roadmap and why it's a problem. So here is the solution to all of the issues that were listed. We're going to go ahead and list them out real quick just so everybody can kind of see them in paper, on paper. And the first one that we have was, gatekeeping. The second one was fions, engravings, or we'll just say gear. We're going to say gear. Prep. Gems, which would count as gear prep, so we're not going to include that. Time, right? Like, you don't want to deal with people who are suck, right? So difficulty / learning curve of the raid, right? Because I think this is kind of important to point out, especially because my static currently, just figured this out. For the record, everybody, I got kicked out of my static, so I'm not happy about it. Like, I'm actually really upset because it was just stupid. Like, the kid was kind of going ham on everybody for no reason. It was second week. Like, we're gonna fail. We were failing gate 2 pro cal. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna have a hard time. It's okay. He didn't think it was okay, so he kind of went on a rant. He went on a tampon rant. And then instead of just muting him and calming down, I freaked the fuck out. But I can't help it. Like, when I hear something that's just wrong blatantly or evil or just incorrect, I can't help but say something. So, difficulty learning gatekeeping, fions, gear prep, difficulty learning curve, or just the plain burnout. Right? Does that about sum up everything that we had seen in the videos? What they were talking about, the bot issue, bossing. Okay, and the reason I'm listing all of this is because you're gonna love this. I'm gonna fix all of these problems with one solution. I don't need to, like, Asmongold, ATK, all these other guys are making this into such a scheme, and they're getting clickbait for it. Like, please come view my channel because I actually have a really good, simple solution. Please, company, hire me. That none of them have said, and it's insane. Like, I actually don't understand it. So, all right, let's get into it. To fix all of these problems, what I'm proposing is actually none of what those people had said. I don't want the content to be made easier. I don't want the minimum requirement to upgrade to be made easier. I don't want fions to disappear. I don't want busing to necessarily disappear. But I do also, so we'll get to that. And let me just cover that now. I don't think busing is an issue when it's prior, like, vaulting down, because they're trying to get their sets, and the majority of the population aren't doing vaulting anymore. Like, we're not doing it on farm, so knowing that they know the content on vaulting doesn't really matter, is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, people who know how to do vaulting no longer really matter, so if you want to bus it, it's okay, because you're not entering into our field of view, so to say, where you're ruining our playtime. So, like, we're playing Vicus, Brel, Vicus, Clown, Brel right now, right? The mass populace, the people in the 1560s. So we don't really care if you don't know how to do vaulting. And as a matter of fact, I don't mind people bussing it because of that, because you don't make a massive impact on the game. But when people are bussing things like Vicus, or people are bussing things like Clown and Brel especially, see, this is where I stopped bussing. I stopped bussing at Clown and Brel. And the reason I stopped bussing at Clown and Brel is because I realized the impact that we were having on the overall game. And this gatekeeping problem is kind of due to the bussing. It's because what you're getting is you're getting people that don't actually belong there. So our gatekeeping requirements are usually title, horns, some things that affect pet. Now, the problem is, why we have such steep gatekeeping, even with those in play, is because some of these kids have been bussed, the first 2 or 3 weeks, real world traded or paid in-game money for the game, whatever the case is, right? Paid for the bus, didn't actually earn the content, but then they'll run into groups the next week like they're reclears. So I do have an issue with busing. I have a massive issue with busing. It's because busing actually kind of leads to a lot of these other issues, and to address kind of what Asmongold and everyone else did, what ADK said about how some people make their real world money, that's a joke. That's a joke. The fact that you're using real world applications, and I said it in the other video, or ecological structures, because it's a Korean country, to justify the bullshit that we're dealing with as gamers, as video gamers, to play our leisure time, in the West, too, not even the East anymore, right, is bullshit. Like, anyways, so essentially what I'm saying is you give us more time. The solution to this problem is to develop more time in between the content, not make it easier for us to get. Now, what I had said in the other video is what I'm going to stick to here. Essentially, what you're seeing is that we have a very thin line that these players have to follow. It's not that people don't like grindy games. So before people come up with that argument, some people don't like the grinding. It's a grinding. You're Simon. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. You're stupid. Your brain doesn't even work properly. Please. Simon, your whole country's Simon. Period. The end. Busing culture is bad for the game. If you can't see that, you're an idiot. It might be good for your individualized pockets, but it's not good for the game's longevity. Which ultimately isn't good for your pockets, because your entire wealth is based on what right now? A game? The tightrope that they're on is just too tight. And we have the gas pedal being applied to us again. It's 4 months to a con, so it's not that we can't do it. It's not that it's impossible. There's one kid in the comment section that argued with me. I don't give a fuck if it's possible or not. That's not the point, you inbred shit. The point is that it shouldn't be this tight of a line. Yes, I understand that it is possible within the 4 months to get here. Okay, but that's if you play. This is playing every day, non-rested, all raids, 18 of them, period. Every fucking week. This is every fucking week. Go ahead and do the math. If somebody can figure out a way, if somebody can prove me wrong, okay? Can I just move this up? Thank you. If somebody can prove me wrong, please comment it below that this isn't the fucking case. You need to play. I've already done the math a million times, so I know I'm right. That's why I love this. But you have to play for the next 4 months if you're at 1560 right now. Assuming you're at 1560. Assuming you're at 1560. Because of the reduction, it's actually possible. You have to play every single day, though. And it's not every day. You can miss like a week or so. There is a little bit of room for error, but you pretty much have to play every fucking day religiously, which is 20 to 40 hours a week on this game to get there in 4 months. And that's if you're at 1560. That's if all the stars have already lined up for you. That's not if you're a new player or a returning player. Okay, which I've got videos now that I was going to do a reactionary video to it because I actually watched this kid's video earlier. And we'll just drag it on here real quick. Because I do want to make it clear, like, I've been watching other people's content in regards to this stuff. The kid was smart. The kid knew, oh, here it is, right here. This kid right here. Give him a shout out, give him a like, whatever the case is. I'm not going to listen to his whole thing. I am going to jump to 13 minutes because he says something pretty intelligent. He says a bunch of shit that's intelligent. But this is a new player. This is a player returning to the game. So to that kid that hit me up in the comments and was like, oh, there's no new players. They don't exist. It's just not likely. There's not that many of them. That's not fucking true. That's not true. I'm a part of like 30 different fucking Discords. It's just not true. The mass majority of the players are below 1560. The mass majority of the players are just now hitting normal Brel because they have been struggling with Brel Shaza, so they've been taking their time to clear the content. And this goes back to my original point, and you'll see. But anyways, let's go ahead and play.
One of the main problems of the game is the vertical progression. And I don't mean vertical progression in the sense that, like, hey, it takes forever to get to the high. I mean, that's part of it, right? Is that, like, you have to grind for, in my opinion, way too long to get to certain, like, breakpoints in the system. For example, like I said, I have almost 500 hours on the game. Here, I'll show you.
This kid's got 500 hours. I have 3,700. 3,700. So yes, I know it's fucking possible to do what we did, but I had to put in ridiculous amounts of time and $2,000. Granted, I spent a lot on skins and pets and mounts, and like my friends hate me. Anybody that knows me knows. They're like, dude, you spent all your money on pets and mounts. Like I have every pet and every mount, right? But that's not the fucking point. The point is that to get to where I got to, I had to develop dumb amounts of hours. Also, that logic for, oh, we're jealous because they got what we got, but easier. That's the point. I'm going to make one point very clear, and this goes across the board, even in the real world, okay, you fucking monkeys. I paid for my computer, right, $3,800 for my 3090 and for my wife's 3080. I think I paid $1,100 for her 3080 when it came out. Do you know how much those are worth right now? Go ahead and go look up the prices. So did I get fucked? Am I jealous that people are getting it for cheaper a year, 2 years later? No. It's called premium for a fucking reason, you inbred shits. The Xbox One Day 1 Release Edition and all those other Day 1 Release Edition things, that's for a fucking reason. It's because those people, like me, have mental issues and we want to be at the top, so we don't give a fuck. So we pay the premium to have it first. So for anybody that's feeling jealous of the people who are getting it easier than you, you're a dumbass. You paid the premium, whether it be in time or money, to be where you were first, to be at the top of the food chain. And it's the dumbest shit you can ever do. And I do it all the time in the real world with real money. But it is the dumbest shit you can possibly do. If we all just waited a year, we'd have all the same shit for free or cheaper. Okay, so I don't want to hear that argument. I don't want to hear, oh, we're jealous. It's not fair that they're getting it easy and I had to work hard. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Look at the game. This kid points out a lot of stuff like cards, gems, things like that. Look at the game and the game's framework and design. If they didn't give this shit to them easier or give some of the stuff to them easier, they would have to grind the exact same amount of time that you grinded. Do you think that they want to be stuck on Argos, Vulcan, and Vicus for the next year while we're moving towards Icon and whatever the hell comes after that? You're on drugs. Shut up, watch my channel, hit like, hit subscribe, learn my logic, wipe your little fucking brains, and be indoctrinated by me, please. Please, because you guys can't think for yourselves. It's depressing. But anyways.
If I didn't already. I have almost 500 hours on this game. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm still not even close to level 60.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Hold on, wait. That's why I stopped here, too, is the level 60 thing. Like, this kid points things out that I would have never remembered because I'm not a new player anymore. Like, no, he's 100% fucking right. I have an alt account, my wife's account, that she quit playing, and I've tried to level it up, and I kind of stopped because I really don't give a shit. Like, I have one account with 21 characters. Why would I care, right? But the point is getting her account any progression was extraordinarily fucking difficult. Even getting her jewelry. Imagine that the honing cost, he's going to talk about the honing cost. The honing cost is 500-600 each, right, per tap, right? But then in addition to that, he's right. You're getting less gold from Vault, and you're getting less gold from Vicus now. Or, not less gold, but you're only getting Vicus and Argos. So you're getting less gold from the two things that you get gold from. And then your third thing, which is Vicus, which is cool, I guess, that you get some gold from it, but it's not enough. It's not enough because these players aren't only trying to get item level, okay? They're, in addition to trying to get item level, which is great that you honed it, they're also trying to get their books. They're trying to get their cards. They're trying to get their gems. They're trying to go and get all these things that we had already had a shit ton of time to get. And you could argue that, oh, it's their fault for being late to the party. Okay, that's fine. But the company itself, Smilegate, is literally telling you in their notes in Amazon that they're trying to cater to these players to bring people back to increase the population. So regardless of your stupid little fucking opinion, again, dumb logic, their goal is not assigned or aligned with their actions. Okay, or with their framework. And these, again, are easily fixable by one solution. My one solution. One solution. I don't need to make up a bunch of little stories and fit a fucking bunch of things in numbers. I have one solution to fix all of it because you guys are all just dumb and can't see it clearly. Okay.
In fairness, have I tried to optimize that? No.
I'm being mean. I like
have
being
I
mean.
tried
I'm
to
sorry.
put all of my resources into leveling up?
Oh, and I love that too, how he says this right now. Like, because he goes on the whole thing. He's like, have I been optimal? No, he hasn't been. I'm not even going to play the whole thing. I love this kid. Go watch his video, okay? That's all. I might even link it in the description. I don't have time to sit here and watch the whole dude's video, though. The point is, the kid's right. The kid's right. And he's got a great new player perspective. Check him out, Toxic Frenzy. Please go check this kid out. I'm not subscribed. Maybe I should subscribe. Yeah, let me show you guys that I'm going to show him support, too. I already liked the video, but, like, great video. Great video. He gave me some of the knowledge I needed. Let's get back into this, okay? Because I got a lot to cover here. So now playing everyday non-rested raids, 18 of them. So what I'm telling you to do, Smilegate, Amazon, first off, I'm telling you to hire me because I really need a better job and I hate what I do for a living. And I'm actually really good at this shit. All I've ever done my entire life is optimize shitty systems. And you have a shitty system. And it's not even that hard to optimize. Your game, with a few small changes to just a few small things, can genuinely be the perfect game, the perfect MMO. Like, you are so close to the precipice of greatness that your game could last 10 to 15 to 20 years and have the largest player base of any game, but you need somebody who genuinely understands the bigger picture. And right now, it looks like you have a bunch of little pictures and you're trying to smash them together. And it's showing how fucking stupid you guys are, or how many different direction changes you guys have had. And that's actually what I'm starting to think. The more I logically think about what your problems are, the more I'm starting to realize that I think your issue is you guys have had way too many direction changes. So ordinarily, any type of project, even a building, starts with an end goal, right? An ideal picture at the end of it. Your ideal picture got lost somewhere. Like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing on the road to get there still, but you guys are having a hard time, and it's very obvious. And you're listening to stupid people too much. Stop listening to these content creators because they have big viewer bases. Listen to people, little people, like that kid, like me. I don't care how cocky it sounds. Listen to people like us. The people who are actually taking the time to think about it, not just trying to get hyped out of it. Although I would like some hype out of this. But anyways, let's go ahead and do this next one. So then we have this green line, okay? And we're going to... Did I break it? Please don't tell me I broke it. I don't want to break it. There's this green line, okay? So now let's go ahead and do this. So now we have this one. And this is playing, and this is the other thing. Again, I said this in the other video. It's almost like your systems don't even match up. You made this rest system where basically if we miss content but we play rested, we get 60% of the resources, but we save like 3% of our time, or 3 times the time, or something like that, or 2 times the time. I forget what the fucking math was, but essentially. And all I need to say to that is that whatever that ratio was, you should be following along with what I'm about to say right now, because it's clear that you're not doing that, that ratio got forgotten, that you don't even know how many resources it takes us to get from point A to point B. Although I will say with that nerf, you do know now. And that's why you did the nerf, was because you guys were probably looking at it and saying, this is impossible. Hopefully you watched one of my fucking videos and you realized because of my math that you guys were idiots. Or predatory, one or the other. But anyways, this is what it should be. This is what it should be. Playing 3 days a week, less than 30 hours. Less than 30 hours. And that doesn't mean that you push the 30-hour mark. That's what you need to get us to. And so why I'm saying this, okay, why I'm saying this is you have 4 months to get to a con if you play every fucking day, or you could give us 8 months to get to the content. We're going to keep playing the game. We're already here. We're already invested. We're already elitist. Like, we're not going to get bored with your game. What you're going to give us time to do is go play other games. And I know that may hurt your little feelings, but it's actually better for you. It's actually better for you. The less we play your game, the less burnt out we get. The more we will stay on the game, longevity, and keep playing, the more you can keep fishing us dirty, stupid, dumb country skins and dumbass shit that we're going to keep buying over time. Like, so you have options here. You're not using them correctly. You're being stupid. Again, playing 3 days a week, less than 30 hours. Now, how is this going to fix all of these problems that I listed? If for anyone that doesn't know or doesn't get it by this point, I'm going to explain it. Gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is due to a series of things. Some of these things here. Gear prep. Gatekeeping is due to people not being fully prepared with their gear. It's also due to difficulty/learning curve. It's also due to playing burnout, right? Let's be completely honest. And it's also due to busing. So gatekeeping is actually caused by 4 of these other problems. Here's what's funny. If we extend that time period, if we extend this time period to 8 months and we take off the pressure that the players have to do everything they need to do all the fucking time, efficiently as possible, without them missing a beat, because they need to be at the top, they need to be elite. If we take off that pressure, that thin wire that they're on, that line, right, and we elongate it, we give them a little bit more wiggle room to walk, okay, what will happen is these players that are trying to learn this shit in 4 months fast as they can and are having a hard time or have a lower learning curve, because this is society, we're human beings, let's not pretend we're not all different, we're not all on a spectrum. Some people don't fucking learn the same, but that doesn't mean they can't learn at all. Okay, so you're giving everyone 4 months to learn the same content, but some of these kids are going to take like 8 months to learn it. And I hate to say it, like, that's the truth. Like, I got friends that still can't do vaulting. Is what it is. But the game is supposed to be fun for us. It's not supposed to be so job-like that we're cutting people off that we like or care about. Because a lot of my friend groups did that. So this is, again, a message to the company directly. You have caused friend groups to split apart to play your game. That's pathetic. That's why most of us have been quitting, because we're realizing it now that we have made sacrifices in our standards, in our human standards, for your shitty fucking game, your predatory-ass game. Like, I can't stand that mentality. That pissed me off more than anything. How dare you get mad or upset with somebody for wanting something for a more affordable rate? Like, fuck you. Fuck you, straight up. Oof. It's not wanting to work hard for it. All of these kids work really hard playing the game diligently. Some of them are like 8,000 hours. It's crazy. But anyways, gatekeeping would be fixed. If you extend this, it'll give these kids more time to learn. The difficulty won't be as bad. They'll have more time to process it and understand it. It'll also mean that each day, like if we're doing one raid today, and I can miss my raids this week because I don't have to care because I'm in this pool instead of this pool, which is the pool we're in right now, right? Then I can take more time to teach these people and give them a hand and help them understand. But I'm in such a fucking rush that I can't bother to play with these kids, so I gatekeep them. Again, gear prep. Some of these kids, this kid actually talked about it in that video. Go watch his video. Again, that's why I linked it. He talks about how he's not fully prepared with his gear because he's a newer player. So this kid's getting gate kept because he's only had 4 months to prepare for the content. But if you give him 8 months to prepare for the content, not only do the players who only needed 4 months because they're ahead of the curve have the time that they need and time to do other things, okay, things that they enjoy, but then the players who are also behind or don't play as much or are casual also have time to get there right kind of on time as well. You're not using your population demographic to your advantage. Like, you're not using the player base to your advantage. You don't understand how to combine the two. You don't know how to make these systems work together. You're having a hard time integrating them, and they're really good systems. That's the sad part. A few tweaks here and there can make a big difference, though. Hire me. Please fucking reach out to me and hire me. I don't care. I hate my job. I don't hate my job, but, like, I want more money. I want to make more. I want to do more for the world, and I can't do more for the world like this. So, please fucking hire me. Like, and then playing burnout. Right, and busing, actually. We'll get to that, too. So where the fuck did my mouse go? Okay, so if you extend the time again, playing burnout won't be there because these players that are already ahead of the curve won't feel that they need to play non-fucking stop to get to the next piece of content. The gas pedal has not been let up. I said that in the other video. You need to let up a little. You need to chill. A lot of us were looking at this as a grace period, as a moment to breathe, a moment to relax, to maybe even play some of the new games that are coming out. You need to chill the fuck out. The biggest problem with game development in today's industry, if you want to learn anything from me, any game developer, is that you guys are trying to hog the market. It was never about stealing the show back in the day where you get your players to play non-stop on your game. Playtime's the most important. No. There's ways to monetize it and make money off of us, and we will spend tons of money with your games if you don't do that to us. If you don't make it seem like it's the only game that we can play. And that means that the players who do want to only play that game are even more rewarded for it. Okay? Next, plane burnout. Again, yeah, no, I mean, I just covered that. Plane burnout will be easily fixed by that. the bot issue. That can't come. I'll get to how that will be fixed, but I don't think that actually gets fixed by the time thing, so I shouldn't have probably put that here. But busing also gets fixed. Because if there's more time here, then these players won't feel like they're forced, the kids who are not gear prepared. Gear prepared, I like that, right? The kids who are not gear prepared. Look at Simas. Those kids will have more time. They'll have 8 months to get geared. They'll have more time. They won't worry about it. They won't feel the need to spend their gold that they need on busing. Like the diminishing returns on paying for a bus is pretty fucking bad if you're in a place that you need it, right? Like, so if you're 1460 lower and you don't have like a main character that's really high, it hurts you. It actually hurts you to pay for those buses in your account progression. Like, you'll get there eventually, but it does hurt your account progression. So, okay, this is gonna be a long video, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but there's no way to cover all this fucking shit in one video. Okay, so gatekeeping we covered. Fions would also get fixed. I'm just gonna cover it quick. I can. Fions and gear prep go together in one as well. So does it do with the gatekeeping, blah 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 blah, learning curve, etc. Right? And that would also be fixed because if you give them 8 months instead of 4 months, they have 8 months to have extra gold now. Because remember, in 4 months they got exactly what they needed resource wise. So 4 months represents exactly what you need resource wise, and 8 months represents everything you need and some extra, so some downtime. You can kind of play around. You have some wiggle room. You don't have to do everything. So this means that you'll have extra gold if you do your content all the time. You'll have more extra gold to be able to get more Fions. Do you see where I'm going with this? So this is very important. Okay, and I'm going to leave this point here. I'm not even going to go over the rest of it. The bot issue thing, I really don't know how to fix that with the time frame thing that I just pointed out. Although I will say, if you expand this time frame, that means like content like a con that you would usually set 8 developers to. Right? Now, because you've extended the time period, the scope of project, you could probably take 1 or 2 developers off that, maybe even 3. Like, I think Asmongold said a 3-shift thing, and that's actually really intelligent because you could get a lot done. You really could get a lot done. If I was a bot banner, I could genuinely just keep looking, teleporting, finding them. And see, here's the thing, you have command controls, right? So you could do it even quicker than we could do it. But I would genuinely I would get kids quick. I wouldn't even do that, actually. You have registry logs. I would look at your logs, and I would just see who's signing in with names that don't make sense, accounts that don't really add up, low playtime hours. Use some probability to your advantage, some prejudgment, some averages, like some statistics. Like, you're just being dumb. Again, you're just being stupid. But so you could actually fix it. So again, extending the time period would help you fix it because you would allow you to take some resources off of these projects, and put them on these projects like busing or bots. So again, I just fixed all of your fucking problems with one simple solution. It's not that complicated. Extend the time period between content. It literally, it's a quick fix now too. That's why I'm saying it, is because all of these things can be fixed on a deeper level. I'll say that, like the examples that were given by Asmongold and ATK. But this is the quickest fix that you have, and I got to be honest with you, it's actually the best fix. It's genuinely the best fix for your game. You're not understanding it in school, but okay. And the most important part really is this first page. So just keep this in mind, especially because this one goes out to developers. We can fix this problem, just extend the time. Instead of 4 months, give us 8 months. Take us off the what's that called? Tripwire, or take us off the tight line, right? Like, you got us doing a balancing act, and we can't. And we can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore, and that's saying something, because I've been fucking grinding the shit out of your game, man. Nah, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it. And this isn't gonna hurt the players at the top. It's just gonna give us time to work on other characters. Because the players who are at the top, can I be completely honest? There's not one player at the top that didn't RWT, spend a shit ton of money, or has a ridiculous amount of alts. I don't care who you are, who wants to fight it and argue it. You can argue it all you want. But that's the rules of the game. So my point with that is that these players have to play more characters. So what you're going to be doing is these casual players that only play 1 character to 6 characters, you're giving them 8 months. They have more time to catch up. But the players like us, who are extremists, that are playing the game to a crazy level or degree, and more than me, because I'm not even that crazy compared to some kids that I've seen now, but you're also giving us a freedom. You're allowing us to play our other characters. And to go and help these kids learn the content. Like, I thought that was the whole point in the game when I first started playing it with my brother, was that we would get some characters ahead so we could help our lower level characters in the other content. And that is not what has happened. So, it's not complicated. Extend the time. You guys are making this into a fucking shit show for nothing. And hey, I mean, fuck it. Please get me some clicks. I'm dead serious. Like, this is an easy win for me because you guys are just stupid and it's such an easy fix. Hey, and actually, any problems that you guys don't see this solving, or any other problems you'd like to know how we can solve it, please comment it down below. Like, I'm sure I can figure out how this would fix it. And I'm actually sure anybody who has a sense of logic to them is going to take a look at this and be like, wow, he's not wrong. Like, this would actually fix so many other fucking problems, too. Imagine just... as a company, this is what's crazy, Smilegate and Amazon, this will be my last point. As a company, could you imagine that I'm telling you all you have to do is be lazier? And that's not what I'm telling you to do. You should still work harder and put other things in place. You have free time now, like banning bots. But I'm telling you, you can let up off the gas pedal and take the pressure off your fucking employees, and it would fix all of our problems. I mean, I can't see where this isn't a win. Genuinely, other than the fact that you don't want us not at the same point as Korea, that you want to be lazy as fuck and have us at the same point, so it's easier, because you probably are spending a lot of resources trying to do different updates for different versions of the game. So I could see that as well. Actually, I'll play 50-50 with you, but in my personal opinion, you were better off trying to keep your high population base to keep your revenue coming in, to just pay more people. Like, you played this wrong. You played this wrong. The top 1% of your company is probably making 80% of the pie right now, and they should have sacrificed 10% of their pie, if you know what I mean, like their money, 10% of their revenue to hire enough workers to make these things not problems, to keep more players, to spend more money. Like, this isn't planned very well. Please hire me. Please hire me, even if it's as a consultant and you pay me like 10 grand for a one-off. I don't give a fuck. I will fix your game overnight. I will fix your game overnight. And I'm sure there's a lot of people saying it too, but I really will. Like that, I'm going to say it as cocky as it is. Look at look at the list of shit that some of these other content creators had to come up with to fix your problems. I fixed all your problems in one solution and then connected it for you. What else do you want? I did your job. I'll link my Cash App. But the second thing, another thing, if I was going to give you guys advice as from developer to developer, I guess, or from manager to manager, whatever you want to call it, from understander to understander, just a fucking brain to brain, I've never witnessed a game company kill off so much of their content so fast. Like, you have all of that tier 1, tier 2, all those guardians, all of this stuff could be made relevant in different ways with events and things. Like, that's really what you should do. Extend it to 8 months and just give us a bunch of shit in between to play with. Like, different events, different cool little fun things to do. But you're not doing that. And it's not that hard to do. You're struggling. It's funny. But I've never seen a game company kill off so much fucking content. All those chaos dungeons, like, that is all just straight up dead content. That's all development time. All of that development time, like the grizzly bear urinal, all of that is development time for nothing. The rapport system, the virtue system, like in these raids, it would be kind of cool sometimes if the virtue system came up. Like, part of the difficulty in the raids is because you focus them entirely around combat. Go take a look at Destiny or any other games, or like RuneScape. There's puzzle aspects of those other raids. There's certain survivability and farm things in those other raids. Like, there's certain things that you need to do to pass different levels that aren't always combat related. All of your raids, for the most part, are combat related. And we see a small taste in Brelovit, where you separate us in the first gate one in 4 different rooms. That's like a small little taste of it, but I think you could do better. Again, I think you're lacking direction in bigger picture. I'm bigger picture. I want $120,000 a year, or I'll settle for 80, right? Because I'm not even making that right now. And a nice desk, really. And the freedom to play the game when I want to play the game, I guess, to a degree. Or actually, I want to be able to just download shit. Honestly, I want to be a cheater. I don't care. I just want a nice account. But yeah, those are my terms. Hire me if you want. But the point is this is easily fixed. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope I evolved your mentalities. I hope this helps the players. Also, guys, don't fail full mode. Don't fail full mode. I want you guys to know, please don't quit the game. Because here's what's going to happen is we're either going to boycott it or just stop caring. I don't care anymore. I don't give a fuck about a con. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give fucks. Don't give fucks. I'm playing other games. I don't give a shit. I'm going to keep playing this game because I enjoy it, but I don't give a shit anymore. I'm focused on one character. I'm even starting to play alts now. I just don't care. I spent a ton of gold on an alt yesterday, like 40, 50k to get my Shadow Hunter up to 1490, 5.3, like 16 or 1700 spec. Like, she looking good. You know what I'm saying? So, got her books. It was like 40k, so that was a nice hit. And that felt fucking good. I got her 2 gems, because she only needs 2 gems. And I MVP'd on the Brawl, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that was crazy. Like, that class is cracked, actually, for, like, the mid-tiers. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And yeah. Yeah, peace. Right? Like, fuck. That's it. Oof. Gotta make my point. That's it. All right, so you need to like, and maybe even more honestly is what I'm thinking, like 2 months. But so give us an 8 month span, right? And then if 4 months is what we need exactly to get it, give us an 8 month span. Give us a month worth of like being able to miss shit, or 2 months worth of being able to miss shit. That's what I'm saying. So like we still have to play relatively diligently, but we can now utilize the rest bonus properly to still hit our goal by playing less time. But you still have the option to just play all the fucking time if you're an absolute monster and reap the benefit of it. So you're just further ahead, or can have more characters, or can have better gems on your 6 characters, or you can get better jewelry, or I don't know. If you get absolutely everything done in the entire game, then I honestly, I really want to accuse you of just straight fucking full blown cheating. Like you bought the fucking websites, you bought G2G, you are G2, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I mean, if you're done at that point, I don't know, go do the story or something again. I have no idea what to tell you, but most of us aren't you. So that's it.
Let's go. Public enemy number one. When we mobbing, trouble in the streets, so we come with the stars. Public enemy number one. And we mobbing. Bring it on, bring it on. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Trouble on the way, way. I want my revenge. Welcome to the payday. Hungry for destruction, crazy for the cray-cray. Better clear the exits, make a way to vacate. Ready to rage a riot, I wanna raise a silence. Yeah, yeah. Living the safe environment is with being a silent. Yeah, yeah. They wanna make us quiet, breaking the cage of silence. Yeah, yeah. They wanna make compliance, we gon' speak the science. Yeah, time to write a new code. Let's let the rules go. Show them why they name us public enemy. Uno. Yeah, they say we ruthless, we savage. Yeah, there's a method to the madness. Yeah, they say we psycho, the baddest. There's a method to the madness. 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 Savage, yeah, but there's a method to the madness. We gon' do it our way, never needed the kudos. Kill 'em with the chaos, only way that we do know. Lawless and ruthless, that's a dynamic duo. That we get the job done while you running your food hole.